And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the player ratings. SAA going down to Bristol. Let me move myself. Why am I so far left? I feel like I'm very close to and close to nothing at the same time. I'm going to move myself a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, listen, guys, that was painful. Let's be brutally honest. That was painful to watch. A woeful SA. Yeah, painful performance. Yeah, let's just be brutally honest. It was horrible. It was horrible. And yeah, listen, I think the biggest sort of problem is that we didn't see anybody really standing up. But there'll be time to reflect on this. It's late. It's hot past 11. I'm just going to go through these player ratings. Let's just see where we got. Shall we? And basically, what's going to happen is we're not going to vote for man of the match. It is Sika Mozanoche. He was the only decent player on that field for SAA. So congratulations to Sika Mozanoche. I'm not going to put that down to a poll. I'm going to autocratically just decide that he was our only decent player. And if anybody has any arguments with that, come at me and I'll take you on. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So yeah, but yeah, the link is in the description and in the chat, so you can go and rate the players on our website and give them a rating between 1 and 10 people. So very keen to see what they're saying. What are people saying here? So JP says, unpopular opinion, but I think Heiko looked good, did better than the rest of the backline defense, and exactly what was needed on attack when he had a red chance. Didn't really get much ball in the attack, but hey Stephen, when we bought the Bristol TV pass thing, we didn't subscribe to a monthly pass. No, it was a match day pass. So in theory, you don't have to pay for anything else. It's just a match day pass. So you shouldn't have to unsubscribe from anything. It should have just been a once-off payment, basically. The base says, personally, I think losing to Italy with a chair on top, I don't think we will, so don't stress. I feel so down. The victory against Italy is starting to look unlikely. Yeah, listen, guys, I don't think this performance is much bearing on what's going to happen on Saturday. I do think we'll win on Saturday. I've got very little doubt that we will win on Saturday. Yeah, we got to address this because I think we took a squad, and let's be honest, and let's be brutally honest here, people. Let's also not be let's not be that guy. Let's not be that person. When we announced the squad, there were very few players that we didn't like and didn't want to see. Let's be truthful here. Let's all be very honest here, people. This is not a safe environment here. Where did we go wrong? So where did we go wrong? First of all, I think we're playing a game plan which is very difficult to get right. We see the box struggle to get right, let alone the SAA sides we've been together for a total of about 6 training sessions. So yeah, the game plan was difficult and we didn't implement it very well. I thought tonight we saw. Let's be perfectly honest here. There are certain players who, from a young age, can just gel and things can work. Tonight, we saw why experience is important, to be perfectly honest. And why somebody like Sika Mozanoche can come off the bench and look good, whilst a lot of our young players really struggled. And, I think that's a bit of a word of warning that we mustn't get so caught up in the hype of our youngsters to expect them to be at this level and to be at international level like this. It takes a lot of time to adjust to this level. And this is not even international level, by the way. This is just club level, really. But we are really struggling here. And we took a very young SAA side with a bit of experience, the likes of Thomas Toy and a Jason Jenkins and Cornel Hendricks. But that was it, really. There wasn't a lot of experience on the side, and that's what we are now seeing. We are seeing, and I don't think it was a genuine SAA side, to be honest. That was not an SAA side as in this is the next best bunch of players we can pick. There were definitely players that we left behind that probably should have been the side if you're picking the best. This was very much I almost think like an emerging South African side would have been especially this game tonight. I mean, you look at the team. If you just go through the player ratings. Take out Thomas Toy, take out Jason Jenkins, take out Marco van Staden, maybe take out a Deprier, take out a Cornel Hendricks, and maybe a Leland Zas. So yeah, I mean, it's quite a few people to take out, but it is very close to an emerging 15. You look at very young player, Ruan Nokia, young player, Albert Lowe, young player, Grant Williams, young player. I mean, so it's I think SAA is probably being quite generous, to be perfectly honest. But Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is how many of these players will go back to their unions and next weekend look absolutely fine at URC level. So it was frustrating that they couldn't click, and it was frustrating that so many of them didn't put their hands up. So yeah, it is very frustrating. Going through some of the comments, All Blacks 15 versus South Africa. What a game that would be. Look, that All Blacks 15 also lost to the Barbarians. Mario said, I feel so down. That victory against Italy. So look at it now. We're fine there. Where else are we at? Revere says, but do we blame coaching staff? SA coached by Sticks and Sucks. Springboks attacking coach is Sticks and our attacking by far. Whereas Aspect, fun fact, he's not our attack coach. But yeah, when there is Stickers there as the off the ball coach, he helps out with the attack, but they never brought in the attack coach. So I never understand. You can go often on Dieter Stick because he was a backline player, but he's not our backline coach, and he's not our attack coach. That was Swayze de Brain. He left. We actually brought in Felix Jones. And we never really replaced Sway as a consultant, and he kind of sort of stayed on. So, but yeah, in theory, his official role is actually off the ball coach. But hey, who's counting? Who's counting? Should we just rate the teams? Yeah, should we just rate the teams? Joshua says I was at the game. Awesome atmosphere. Lots of South Africans here. Our backline is dear. Let's go look at it, shall we? So I thought Ntukunkunu was one of the few players who stood up and was counted. So, you know, if I look at his, for example, I look at his stats. 6 carries, 8 tackles, 1 missed tackle. I'm actually going to give Ntukunkunu a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. I think... Oh, please, do not tell me this is where my system is not working. So I'm going to give Ntukunkunu a 7. I'm going to give Andre Hugo Fenter not a 7. I'm probably going to give him a 5. I didn't think he was... Yeah. 5 tackles, 1 made. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. Once again, the system is not working. Very frustrating. So basically, this is going to be what I'm giving. Right, so this is welcome to Steve's player ratings, basically. Unfortunately, unless there's just nobody that actually are going and voting, which I'll be surprised if that's the case. Thomas the Toy was a little bit nebulous, wasn't he? So his 10 tackles, 1 missed tackle, 1 turnover, 1. Yeah, so I'll probably give Thomas Toy a 6. He's getting a 6 there. Got through some hard work, but as a senior player, really needs to try and galvanize that side. And they looked very ungalvanized. Jason Jenkins, 6 tackles, none missed, 1 carry. Jason Jenkins, there was so much hope. You know, everybody was here to see Jason Jenkins, the return. You know, the Etzebeth equivalent. We didn't see it, did we? Over 2 games, we just didn't see it. Why is Jason Jenkins black all of a sudden? This sums up our player ratings is basically mimicking the SAA performance. It's all going haywire, people. The channels, we're gone. We're done. Poor Pepsi Boudelezi, suddenly his name is Jenkins, but I'm going to give him a 4. I thought it was really, in fact, 4.5. Okay, so it is working. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 for Jason. Ruan Nokia, shame. Ruan Nokia tried hard. 11 tackles. I mean, are we really going with? I mean, isn't that frustrating though? He tried hard. That's as far as we're going here. We tried hard. Give him a 7 for effort. One of the 7 even sounds hard. 6. So good people are voting. That is the good news, by the way. So the other ones are actually pretty accurate. People are voting. Markov and Stardom had decent moments, but also some very average moments. Giveaway penalty. 6 tackles made. He missed 2. So Markham is starting. I'll probably give him a 6. You guys are going with 5. Not far off. Albert Lowe again, very quiet. 8 tackles made, none missed. Got his job work. But for me, a bit absent. I'll give him a 5. 4.5. Jean-Luc Dupre, I actually thought tried pretty hard, to be honest. 11 tackles, 2 missed. I'll give you a 6. Tell you what, at this stage, like if you read half decent, you get 6. 5.5, I think is pretty fair. I was frustrated with Grant Williams. I was really hoping to see a big performance from him. And I think he was just a little bit slow. Didn't really bring in people. You know, he didn't really manage to galvanize things. You know, grab the game by scruff of his neck and bring his aspects. So I'm gonna give him a 6. 5.5 is about fair. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, who I thought in the first 10 minutes we were like, yeah, this is it. This is the man we've been waiting for. Kind of all capitulated in the second half, didn't it? It didn't help that he then limped off, by the way, so we don't know what his injury is going to be like. But he made 9 tackles, he missed 3. He conceded 3 turnovers. He missed a conversion, and he didn't kick to dead. So I don't think it was a particularly good outing for to be honest, what we saw from him is that we saw that he's got talent, but he's not ready for this level, and he's 20 years old, so he doesn't have to be ready for this level. And I think the important thing is we don't need to expect him to be ready at this level. Go and spend the season at Stormers. You know, go and hone in your game, and you'll be fine. So I'm not worried about him, but should we have seen Jordan Hendrickson there? Probably. Would it have been better to have seen Johnny Lombard there for a half? Even though he didn't play particularly well either, but if you're looking for 10 options, probably. Would we have had more value getting Chris Smith in there? Probably. You know, and that's, I think, probably the issue, is that we've fast-tracked someone who is just not there yet. He doesn't need to be there yet either. That's the frustrating. It's not criticizing him. It's not saying we don't like him. But he's 20 years old. Let him just come through the Stormers and develop at his own rate. We fast-tracked him in, and he struggled. So I'm going to give him a 4. 3.5. People are going even lower than that. Yeah, shame. And I mean, shame. The poor kid's 20 years old, you know, and we need to be patient with him, but he just wasn't ready. And, you know, the Bok management have to put their hands up and say we got it wrong. And we fast-tracked him. I understand they want to make him feel he's part of the system, he's one for the future, and great. I'm sure he is. And I'm sure he's learned a lot. I'm sure he has learned a lot. But building depth-wise, he's not going to the World Cup next year. Chris Smith, Jordan Hendrickson, those players could be going to the World Cup next year. And maybe should be going to the World Cup next year. So, yeah, Leland Zas, I thought he deserved the call-up. I was really happy he did get the call-up. I think it was horrible tonight, to be perfectly honest. He passed it once, didn't have a single carry, not a single meter gained. He made 4 tackles, he missed 4 tackles. He had that horrendous knock-on. Oh, yeah, no, just giving him a 3.5. I think that's even generous. Cornel Hendricks. I mean, he worked hard. He made 7 tackles. He beat 2 defenders, but I just thought that we were pretty blunt on attack. And unfortunately, I think a lot of it was Cornel Hendricks pretty one-dimensional, to be perfectly honest. And there were opportunities where he could have passed the ball, didn't. I'm going to give him a 5. Guys, are there. Henk van Wyk. He didn't see much of the ball, did he? He made 10 tackles, though, missed 2. So he worked hard on defense. 7 meters gained. We didn't really know how to bring him in, did we? I don't think Cornel Hendricks on the inside helped much there. But yeah, so I'm going to give him a 6. So he tackled well. That's fine. Hartzenberg, again, I think he's another player who we know is talented. Didn't miss a tackle, to be fair to him, apparently. 10 tackles, although he did, I think, get caught out a few times. But I kind of thought that Hartenberg was a player who we know is talented, will play many a test for the Springboks. He's 19 years old. Did we really need to? This is where I keep sort of my argument is. Edel van der Merwe, for example. Surely there's more value in giving him a go. A 19-year-old who will not see at the World Cup. Like, how is Raymond Rule not in the squad? How is Dylan Lates not in the squad? They can go play for Barbars and beat New Zealand, 15. We should be seeing Raymond Rule there. We should be seeing Dylan Lates there. So I'll give Hartenberg a 6, going down 5. But just there are other players who should be there, unfortunately. Lombard had a couple of nice takes out the air. Had a couple of it was a very weird performance from Lombard, to be honest. So I'm gonna give him a 4. I didn't think it was very good. 5, you guys are a bit higher. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him. I would have liked to have seen him a 10. I don't understand. He's played a 10 the entire season for the Lions, and he's been good there. He's worked there. We had Johan Goosen struggle at 10. We had Femi Gomazulu, who was struggling at 10. Take him off, put Lombard at 10, and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Another player puts in a bad performance at 10. But we put a player at 15 who hasn't played there. He played like very little minutes there the entire season, and then we're surprised when it doesn't come off. Same as Femi Gomazulu. Oak hasn't played fly off at this level ever. And then we're surprised that they didn't really come off. JJ Kotze, who I'm a massive fan of, I really do rate. I think he's a very nice player. Goodness me, could he not hit a line out today? Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to him. And his line out work is something I really appreciate about him, because I feel like he is a very solid hooker. I feel like he's very much a tick box type hooker. Can he tackle? Yes, he can. Can he carry? Yes, he can. Can he hit his line-out man? Yes, he can. Did he do any of that tonight? No, he didn't. And frustrating. I mean, he came on and 2 bad line-out losses as well. So I'm going to give JJ Kotze a 3, unfortunately. 3.5. You guys are going a bit higher. So Pierre Mantanzima, these guys didn't have much time. I mean, he was on for 22 minutes. He made 1 carry, 1 tackle. Won a scrum penalty, to be fair. Give him a 6. 4.5. Yeah, okay. And Mornay Smith, I'll give him a 5. Going into a 4. So if I get some P-Man's team is also down to a 4 probably. Yeah, okay. So 4-4 is probably fair, to be fair. Dan Dupree, again, 6 tackles made, none missed, 1 carry, got through a bit of work. So I'll give him a 6. Give it down to a 5. Noche, the only player who I thought really was like, you know what, you guys can go and be useless. You guys can go and struggle. I'm actually going to go and put my hand up here. And let's see, if you lose forwards next week off the bench, if you need a bomb squad player, I'm here. I'm ready. Give me the ball. Give me that opportunity. Scored a try. He made 48 meters. By the way, he was on for 28 minutes. 28 minutes. He made 48 meters, beating 5 defenders, 1 clean break, 1 try, 4 tackles, 1 missed tackle. He's the only one who's getting more than 8. He's getting an 8. 7.5. Happy with that. He took his opportunity. He said, "You Oaks have forgotten about me. You guys give me a little lifeline, and I'm gonna take it." And he did take it. So shout out to him. Pepsi Buthelezi, again, we didn't see much from him. 5 tackles, didn't miss a tackle. 20 minutes. I'll just give him a 6. Oaks will probably go with. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Serena Humber, I actually thought injected a bit of pace into the game for his 16 minutes, but didn't get much to do. I'll give him a 6. And Jan Goosen, yeah, I mean, what's there to say about Jan Goosen, isn't it? He doesn't. I mean, you could have had, you could have had a Hendrickse, you could have had a Chris Smith, and I don't think there would have been any drop in quality whatsoever. Johan Goosen needs to go and play rugby. Shouldn't have been on this tour. I understand why he's on this tour, but he shouldn't have been on this tour. We should have gone and taken a Hendrickse or somebody. We missed the plot. And Johan Goosen needs to go play rugby. He needs to go get game time. there was just, for me, it's frustrating because there's inconsistencies. You know, for example, when they said Jan Goosen didn't play enough rugby to make it to the box squad, which he 100% didn't. He had played more rugby than Fabian Gomezulu had, for example. But he needs to go play rugby. The guy's played like 200 minutes the entire season. How is he the only option? Let's look at his URC. He has played 242 minutes. Shock and horror that he's not in form. You can't be, and this was an opportunity to give players a chance in the system. He's been training with the box the entire year. Give him a 5. After a long rant, I'll give him a 5. You guys go with a 5, so that's fine. And those are the player ratings, people. I'm going to go back to I gave him a 7. I want to see if this is going to change. Yeah, so it is going to change slightly. I gave Fento a 5. That'll probably change as well. Thomas Toy gave a 6. Yeah, so you guys have it, and unfortunately Jason Jenkins is still black apparently. I think if you refresh that, I might fix it. Nope, he's still there. Good old Pepsi doing a double shift. Things you love to see. So yeah, that is it, people. It is midnight here, and what is the team average? Low. That's what the team average is. It's low. Must have been probably seeing about 4.55, which is about right. So yeah, it just didn't come together, did it? And whether you put the blame on the players, whether you put the blame on the coaches, it's actually kind of irrelevant, isn't it? Because the problem with these type of teams is you're taking a bunch of players who've never played together before and you're throwing them together. You're taking a bunch of coaches who have never coached together. You're throwing them together. You're throwing them into this sort of hot pot and hoping that they're going to spit out something. But also, very importantly, you're throwing them into a hot pot with instructions. It's like being given all the ingredients and a recipe, but no quantities. So you've got like sugar, you've got all these various, you've got eggs, you've got, flour, we've got milk, we've got all these ingredients to make some lacquer, I don't know, pancakes or something, but there are no quantities whatsoever, and we've got 3 chefs from 3 different places who all make pancakes differently. And lo and behold, we've now made very inconsistent, pretty poor pancakes. I think that's a pretty good analogy, actually. I reckon I might have peaked there, And I think that's what we saw. We saw coaching staff who haven't worked together a lot, implementing a Springbok game plan that takes a long time to do, with a bunch of players who haven't played together, and none of it clicked. And the coaching staff have got to take some blame. The players have also got to take some blame. You can sit there saying they play well at URC level, and that's fine, but how can you be dropping balls like that? How can you be making so many individual errors? That's got to be on you as well. You got to take your hand up and be like, listen, Alex, that was on me. Being good under a high ball is not a tactical thing. Catching a ball is not a tactics thing. Kicking the ball into touch is not a tactics thing. It's a basic skill. And they've all got it, but for whatever reason, they didn't bring it. So, yeah, it's frustrating. It's been a weird day. Peter said the Toy got a ban today. Rusty Rasmus got a ban today. Then the SAA team lost. We've taken a lot of L's today, haven't we? It's like a trifecta. We've taken die, mosquito. We've taken 3 L's today. 3 big L's. That's not good. I did kill the mosquito though, so got that going for me. Anyway, people, it's been a long day. You might notice I'm a bit tired. We will be live tomorrow, and we will do a Autumn Nation Series preview. We're gonna look at some of the odds. We do a bit of a betting preview. I got to win some money back. I forgot about that. They lost me money. Now I'm even more pissed off. Okay, and on that sad note, we will be live tomorrow for a betting preview. Don't listen to me because I back people like SAA to win by 12.5 and they didn't. So we will be live tomorrow. We'll be live this weekend. There will be previews out tomorrow. There'll be lots of content coming your way. We will have the SAA press conference coming up as well, which should be interesting because I think a lot of people are going to ask some pretty hectic questions and they're going to have to account for it. So that should be fun. And then we gather people. And also, what I'm asking you guys now is, you rugby people, you rugby lovers, I'm asking you for your support because in the next month we're going to be rolling out couple other sports. People World Cup starts on Sunday, and we are going to be doing some footy. So I need you guys to support the footy because if the footy does well, we get money to put into the rugby. If the rugby does well, we get money to help. Yeah, so basically, it's all just the better the channel does, the better experience we can give you. We'll also be doing a bit of golf quite soon, which is going to be very cool actually, because that's going to be some very cool content. Josh was saying you backed Italy to win, made me cash. Oh, there we go. Actually, I also bet Italy to win, maybe some cash. So I suppose swings and roundabouts. I'm not going to back Italy this weekend. But yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow for the live streams. We'll see you guys this weekend if you guys don't make it tomorrow. There'll be a lot of content coming out tomorrow, and there'll be a lot of stuff this weekend. So buckle in and let's have a strong finish to the side. Let's not do an SAA performance. Let's do a strong performance. Let's all subscribe to the channel. Let's help the channel grow. Let's all clump together in these tough times. It's like a Springbok support group here. It's like AA, but for like losing rugby matches. It's a safe space here. Hi, my name is Steven. I'm a South African supporter. Times are tough right now. Rusty Rasmus is being banned. Things are not going well. And hi Steven and stuff like that. I think it's a very good idea, actually. Maybe we can rename the channel, like, Safa Support Group. The SSG. Doesn't really roll for time, does it? Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, because I am rambling now. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night. Well, have a night. Have a good sleep, for example, because I don't think the night can get really good from here.